Take advantage of early vote. What?
No, I messed up. You're fine. Go ahead.
Take advantage of early voting, America. I'm Zach Nanimus.
Johnny Dim.
That was the first one that was the PSA.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
because it's a dangerous time to be on the streets, and
It
so
is.
if you can find a way to avoid crowds while voting this October, please do so.
It starts in Texas October 13th.
Now, it starts with one.
Oh, God.
Yeah, taking it back to 1998, or is that
That may not be accurate. I don't think.
2002?
I think early 2000s is when they really hit their. But I saw someone have a Chester Bennington tweet or something. It had his picture and said something about how his music carries on or something like that. And you know, I'm not going to get into it,
No,
but
please. Well, first off, kudos for knowing the dude's name. I don't know the band's name.
you don't know
Uh,
Linkin Park's name?
no, I didn't know it was Linkin Park. I'll tell you that
That's
much.
definitely Linkin Park. No, I'm no, and I'm not saying anything bad about Linkin Park at all. That's not what this is about. I just, as an adult, you look back and you're like, yeah, that was kind of cheesy music, but I was super into it at the time.
Everything that I was super into at the time still holds up.
I
Uh,
think some of Linkin Park still holds up, just not all of it.
my hands covered in ink because I actually registered to vote today, and they had the crappiest pins in the world, and I didn't want to make extra marks on
You
the
you
voter
weren't
registration.
you weren't already registered?
No,
Really?
yeah, this is my first year voting.
No
Um,
way.
yeah, well,
You know what? If something was going to motivate you to vote,
yeah,
this
this
would
is
be
a
the
big
year.
one.
Oh
Like
man.
usually I graciously abstain, but there's so many people in the government that are trying to get us not to vote.
Yeah, it's
Um,
bad. There's a new. Have you seen the new thing on Netflix?
no.
There's new voting. You know the series Explained. I'm sure you've. I think I know that you've watched some of
Oh
them.
yeah, yeah.
They have a new one. It's a 3 episode thing on voting. We watched the first one at my parents' house.
Mhm.
I could. That's something I could talk about. Is me and
Well,
my.
hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, well we'll do
I
a
all
full
of a
voting
sudden I
themes.
all of a sudden have a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Okay, so what I was way into um in the early 2000s, um that'd be Barbie Girl by Aqua,
Oh
still a
sure.
classic.
Yeah.
Weird Al Yankovic,
Uh huh.
and Smashing Pumpkins still touring.
Smashing Pumpkins is still a thing. Still a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go see them. It's a
Yeah.
lot cheaper now.
They had some weird thing where they did a concert in someone's backyard a couple years ago, and the police had to come in and shut it all down. I'm just
that, ma-
saying.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
My brother was actually the really big fan of. Oh, I can actually see myself in. Okay, my brother was actually the really big fan of Smashing Pumpkins, and he told me, and I don't know how true this is. It could just be something they're like, "Oh, Smashing Pumpkins does this. It's crazy." Um, but what he said was, what they do is before a show is they pick a random kid
Mm-hmm.
and they'd sit him down in front of the band, and then they would play and steadily increase volume until the kid was in visible pain. So, not like writhing on the ground, foaming at the mouth, but just
Yeah.
like, ugh, okay, smashing pumpkins, that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they would wait until he said that specifically every time.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
Sometimes this process took weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but then when they filled in the auditorium, they would play it 10 times louder than that.
Okay.
Yeah, which, like, at the time, I was like, "Whoa, Smashing Pumpkins are so hardcore. They're gonna give everybody cancer with
Yeah. Ear
this."
cancer. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. But now that I'm smarter as an adult, I'm like, well, the sounds absorb my bodies,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah. 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 I've been at some shows where you're like, no, this is too much. I'm not enjoying this. I've been
my
at some shows at some smaller venues where you actually need to bring ear protection. I don't like shows like that.
when did you
It needs to be loud, but I mean my eardrums need to not rupture. That'd be great.
when did you start bringing your own ear protection? I started doing it relatively early in
I did
life.
I did not do it early enough because
No, that's right.
I think I did damage to my ears.
Uh, with the Insane Clown Posse,
Of course.
2003, I remember.
No, I mean I was at I've been to some really cool shows. And you know what? This year is making me really miss live music.
Yeah.
I haven't, when we lived downtown, we went to quite a few shows, but after that, not so many. But I always like to go at least a couple times a year to something.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, you just made me think about. I was getting nostalgic about when I saw Do Me Board Gear and Nevermore in the Engine Room, which is no
Hmm.
longer a venue, but Dimmu Borgir is a black metal band that you would see like in Europe. You can't see them without seeing them in a giant outdoor theater at like a metal festival. Like
Uh-huh.
those are the venues you see that band in. But because they're not as popular here,
They
you see
stand
them
in
in a
for the
little
Chucky Cheese robots every once in a while.
yeah, but it's like a little, but it's like a little club, like music club. It was, oh man, it was not a venue you're able to see them that close up
Yeah.
usually. But anyway,
Can, can I talk about Chucky Cheese for a second?
if you like,
Every time I see a Chucky Cheese nowadays, because I'm on the road a lot, uh, every time I see one, they've changed their billboards and they have roadside signs and they have big signs on their buildings that all say "We are open." Um,
yes.
and I'm realizing something that during the pandemic, it's the businesses you should never go into during a pandemic that are advertising the hardest. It's like
Well,
Chuck E. Cheese, come in, please. We'll let you
please,
spit in our
please.
mouth.
No, I've actually heard that they're very close to going bankrupt now.
Oh, of course,
And
because
I
they
also
didn't.
saw two different headlines about movie theaters, two different movie chains that are going to possibly go out of business in 6 months.
Uh,
AMC and then I think Regal, I think was the other one.
okay.
Hmm.
Oh, you know what? I saw a Regal Theater for the first time like just last week, and I was thinking, oh, that's I've never been to that theater. I kind of want to
I
try
don't think
it.
that's true. I think that we've been to a Regal theater together.
Wait, is it that one in
The
Jacinto City? I thought that was a Cinemark.
No, that one might be. No. I don't think that. Not that one. No, but we went to the one off of the one near the IKEA off of I-10. I think that's a Regal.
I don't know. What did we see?
I think we saw the first reboot Star Trek. I'm pretty sure,
No,
or another something else because I used to go to that one pretty regularly. I'm pretty sure we went to one of those early screenings at least once there.
it
Well,
was it was not a Chris Pine Star Trek. It was
okay,
not.
all right. Well, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we went to that one.
It it definitely wasn't the first one. Um,
Anyway, but we did see
I,
that one together because we got interviewed by the local news right after. Remember that? You
no,
don't remember?
the
Shit.
local news.
Yes, because yes, they were doing a little Star Trek story, and it was very brief. And they're like, "Oh, what'd you think of the movie?" And we were on camera, and I was like super enthusiastic about it, and you're just like, yeah, okay." It wasn't that good. Like, calm down, Johnny. Um, it was super brief, and I this really happened. I'm not making this up. This is not
No, I
a
don't.
yeah.
Which local news
I don't
affiliate?
even remember, and I remember trying to look for it on the news because it sounded like they were going to air something that night, because it just had come out. It was like the opening night or something, and
Did we even
we
did we
didn't
even
make it.
plug
I don't even think
Warlocks?
I don't think they even put it on the air.
Oh, I probably ruined it.
Yeah, it's all your fault.
Well, every time you see a news story that's about a movie, it's always somebody with a backwards cap,
Yeah.
long sleeves, and short pants, just
Hmm.
frothing at the mouth.
Oh,
It's
true.
like this is the best thing since genitals.
Yeah,
This is better than
it's
genitals.
like what everybody was saying as soon as they saw episode 1 of Star Wars. It was
Mhm.
so awesome. Um,
I I think I liked that movie initially, but I was 12,
No, but
so
I use that movie as an example just because of how polar different. If everyone who saw the movie right after they saw it, everyone was super excited, and it took them a couple of viewings to realize it wasn't all that great. Flash forward 6, 10 years, whatever, everyone's just like, God, that movie sucks.
and then you get the Abrams sequel trilogy, and then all the apologists are coming out of the woodwork.
That's true. It's so funny. It depends on what comes, and what I find really interesting is oh, was it Ryan Johnson did
Hmm.
the second new one.
Yeah.
Not Rise of Skywalker, not Force Unleashed.
It
What's
was
the
The Force Awakens,
yeah Force? That's what I meant. Force Awakens, and then what was the second one?
The Force Cometh, The Force Man Cometh,
Okay.
For
Why can't we remember that one?
Forceman and a Baby.
Keep going.
Actually, I didn't like that couple of Forced Ist Gump.
Forrest Gump. I can't believe you can't remember it. I mean, this is what happens, I guess, when you
Uh,
get old.
no, it's. I mean, how many times have you seen Empire Strikes Back versus you saw the second sequel trilogy movie? Honestly,
Actually, you're right. I've seen probably Empire Strikes Back probably more than. And funny, I just typed in Star Wars in Google, just assuming they're going to show me a list of movies, and the first thing that comes up is showtimes for the Empire Strikes Back. Um, because that's what they're
it
doing.
stayed in
Because there's
theater.
not a lot. There's no new movies coming out, so a lot of the movie theaters right now are just showing old classic movies. Um, let's go to
The Last Jedi.
the Last Jedi. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, because it's The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi.
Right.
She needs 5 more minutes.
um.
um,
Anyway, so I was saying Ryan Johnson. So what happened? We were talking about the revisionist history stuff. So everyone hated that movie when it came out, The Last Jedi. At least that
uh,
was the consensus. And then it was
it
funny.
was
The year after the last one came out, you had everybody coming out of the woodwork just saying, "Oh, the," and it was not. It wasn't just after that movie, after the last Star Wars movie. It was when Knives Out came out, which was Ryan Johnson's movie he did right after, which is very good.
okay.
And
Mhm.
after that third Star Wars didn't do so well, and people comparing it to The Last Jedi and Knives Out came out, it showed Ryan Johnson's actually a really good director and writer. Um, everyone's like, "Oh no, no, Last Jedi is actually really good. I got it. I got it. I was one of the cool kids. Like, this is so stupid."
I did. Yeah, Ryan Johnson just he made a turd.
Yeah.
I mean, one of his first movies that saw widespread success is one of my favorite movies ever, and that's Looper.
Oh yeah, and I still haven't
Looper's,
seen that. I started watching it. I never finished it.
yeah, Looper's a fantastic movie.
I've heard that. I've heard
Um,
that. And but no, but I'll say this. I never shit completely on any of the new Star Wars movies. I thought they all
mhm.
had good stuff about them. I think that one,
the the third one.
yeah, I actually watched it and was curious why everybody hated it so much, to be honest.
Uh, like I'm just gonna point to a few
Go
things.
for it.
Um, at one point, all of the heroes decide they need to ride horses on top of a star
That's not
destroyer.
true. Not all of them.
Yeah,
Not all of them.
John,
It wasn't all of them.
did you notice he didn't say none of them?
I did. I did notice that. That did seem a little weird. Um, I don't know. Okay,
Uh,
the worst thing about, see, this is what I compare. It's like it's all relative, because all
mhm,
when I say the first thing that comes to mind when I say negative things about the new Star Wars trilogy,
uh,
first thing that comes to my mind is Canto Blight. Like,
oh
I
yeah,
hate that so much. And so
yeah.
my hate for that is so much that a lot of the other negative things are really
You
nothing
mean
compared.
Star? You mean Star Wars Casino Night
Yes, I
Zone
fucking hate it. I
from
really hate
Sonic
it.
the Hedgehog?
I really hate that part of that movie. Um, no,
I hate the special flash decoder rings
oh yeah,
that they give all like it's a little decoder ring and it's got a little iris and you open it up and instead of the Flash's uniform popping out and you change it into the speed of light, it just shows the old symbol for the Jedi.
mm-hmm.
What if somebody found that on you? It wouldn't be a C. They'd figure it out immediately, right?
Probably.
Okay. Wait, was that like a Deep Spaceballs reference?
Me,
It's like the ring is
the
bupkis. I found it in the Crackerjack box.
the Schwartz.
I actually was like, as far as Mythos is concerned, I'm a bigger fan, and all even as a kid, like I would play the kind of Jedi that they have in Spaceballs because I thought they were cooler. Because you could focus a lightsaber through like any piece of
Yeah,
metal, you
yeah, yeah.
know. Yeah, it was cool. I don't know.
Anyway,
And
I don't
what
even know how we got on this tangent. You told me that we were going to be talking about the my least favorite thing.
your least favorite thing? Um, I was going to draw you into a hypothetical debate.
Oh boy.
Well, and not really a debate, but like we didn't plan anything for this episode.
Oh.
Um, and something I've been thinking about a lot lately. And there's no news or anything associated with this, but it's actually I've been thinking about fighting games a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if a new one's coming out. The only thing I know is coming out
I
is a
saw
crash.
Ed Boon tweet a teaser for possibly something coming out in like a DLC for MK11. That's the
Okay.
newest thing I could think of.
MK MK11 was ugly, right?
No, people like it.
No, no, I mean it's in like the graphics are
I
odd.
don't know. I didn't really play.
They're 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 extremely highly detailed. Um, but like they made Johnny Cage look a little bit like Ray Park.
Really?
And don't get me wrong, Ray Park has his charm, but
Didn't he
Johnny
have a
Cage is
scandal
supposed to,
recently?
I don't know. You're gonna look up a Ray Park
Uh huh.
scandal? Oh, is it because he was Darth Maul and so he was being horny? I really hope that somebody wasn't
It's
assaulted
funny you
and
say
now I
that.
have
This
to.
headline says Star Wars actor Ray Park is under fire for rumors of revenge porn, child and spousal abuse.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm very sorry to anybody who's been affected by that. That's
Because Ray Park is
terrible.
facing serious allegations of abuse, some fans believe he was hacked. The truth remains up in the air. So
Mm. Yeah,
there's no consensus.
yeah. At the moment at the moment it's an allegation. I only hope that everybody's okay. Um, and if there was wrongdoing done, somebody needs to answer for it. And if it happens to be Ray Park, well, sorry, I used to be a fan of yours. Um, but like it's an allegation. Oh, and I think something that we're bad at nowadays is withholding judgment.
Sure.
I don't have nearly as many facts as probably you. You actually read the thing,
Hmm.
so not worth talking about. I don't think
No,
because we don't have the facts. Um,
nor the
okay,
time,
what?
nor the time.
What about the cumin? It's a spice, Johnny. Time is a spice,
Oh, oh,
and so is
oh.
cumin.
All right.
Yes, laugh, you dance, you puppet. All right.
Anyway, what was your hypothetical?
Okay. Um, okay. I want you to come up with a new Mortal Kombat character.
I was just thinking about this today.
Really?
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking of a new one. I was because I saw Ed Boon. This happens every time. Oh, this happens probably every third time that the subject of Mortal Kombat comes up. My brain goes to a memory that I have probably about third grade. Uh, my good friend at the time in school, we liked Mortal Kombat. In fact, I played Mortal Kombat 2 on his computer with him. And
Ugh, on
yes, it was
PC.
terrible. It was so bad.
That was a
It was
rough
so bad.
port. I had the same
Nothing
one.
moves smoothly in that. It was
Yeah.
bad. But I was trying to win, and I think I may have started winning. And so we had just gone swimming, and we both were sunburned. So he would slap me on the arm where I was sunburned to distract me, so that I wouldn't win. We're
This
not
is
friends anymore.
okay.
But anyway, that friend, he would draw Mortal Kombat characters that he wanted to add to the roster at the time, and the only one I could
Uh-huh.
remember was a kid in the game that had a school like a backpack, and his weapons were pencils. So
Wow. Where do you think he got his inspiration?
I think he had a backpack and pencils. Oh boy.
I, in elementary school, I came up with one who literally had rubber bands for
Mm.
hands, and so he could use them as whips, or he could throw it out and lasso you and bring you in and give you a knuckle Sammy.
So what you want me to do is come up with a character?
Yeah. How well do you remember Mortal Kombat? Do you need any refreshers for?
No, a
Oh,
lot
you're
of no,
good.
most of the core I have here. I have a Mortal
Hmm.
Kombat comic book.
Oh, so you're
Yeah,
an expert.
absolutely. I've had it since I was a kid. I don't have the cover on it anymore. It was kind of really,
Those old '90s
yeah,
ones are
yeah,
legit. I love
yeah. I
those.
remember this one has Kano and Raiden. Raiden. Why did I don't remember his name? I don't know.
Uh, they've spelled it two
Yeah.
different ways over the course of the franchise. Originally, it was Raiden, like Raymond
Yeah.
Din, and then they started spelling it more like Raiden, which is what they meant, but they didn't know because lots of stuff about the original Mortal Kombat was rushed. People don't really
Yeah.
respect that enough.
Um. Okay. If I was gonna make a new character, I'd probably make him an interstellar bounty hunter. I think if you're gonna
Hmm.
add anything new to Mortal Kombat, you gotta start jumping realms, realities. I think that or yeah, an inter-reality bounty hunter. I think that would be cool. Or a
So
time
he
cop.
a, a bounty hunter between
Yeah.
the realms, because like how they deal with space and time and planets and stuff is really
Hmm.
weird. Like I don't know where Outworld is supposed to be in relation to Earth if you were to travel there by normal means instead of by
Hmm.
portal. So I always assumed that they were different
Yeah, I
dimensions.
don't know if they've ever been clear about that. I know that they do a lot of world jumping. But I think
Mhm.
he would be like that, and he would I wouldn't make him. I'd make him actually look like he was from the future. I wouldn't do like a because my first instinct was, oh, we'll make him look really cool with sunglasses, like Terminator-ish. But I think that's the wrong way to go. I think that he should look unassuming, and he's just yeah. I think he should use like a lot of gadgets. I think that'd be cool.
So the Mandalorian, you just want a Mandalorian
Yeah,
DLC.
that'd be good. Yeah,
Okay. Can he have Baby Yoda as a
I
fatality?
would love that. I would
Yeah.
absolutely love that.
Baby Yoda just heals them until their blood
Yeah,
pressure
he
gets
over heals them,
to
and then he
yeah.
sips tea. He's got to sip tea at the end.
Was that a
It
Baby Yoda
absolutely is.
thing? Baby tea? Baby
He
tea?
drinks tea.
That's the last thing I
There's
remember.
actually a lot of the T-shirts and stuff with him on it. He's drinking tea.
Oh, I thought that was just like girls like t-shirts with people drinking
No,
tea on
no,
them. That's not,
he
all
drinks
I thought
tea
that was.
when they go to that planet near the end of the series, I think. Or is that right after?
I can't.
I think that's right after they get off the planet where. Yeah, right after that big shootout and he escapes.
How is this a watershed moment for so many
What?
fans? The
Because it's
tea.
cute.
Like what I remember best about Baby Yoda, what is most vivid in my mind is when he's in that satchel and the stormtroopers have him and they're tired of him rustling around in there, so one of them kicks the bag. I'll never
I didn't
forget
remember that.
that.
I
Yeah.
remember. I have a very selective memory. I only remember the cute parts because then I thought you were going to say the other memorable part for me, which was when he's in the cockpit and he keeps taking the ball off the joystick or the lever. He unscrews the ball
Uh,
off of the yeah.
is it a Jack in the Box thing? Is this a promotional Jack in the Box? Is this a cross promotion thing you're talking
You
about?
talking about the antenna balls?
It-
I'm
yeah, is
so
that what
glad they
we're
stopped doing that. I'm
why?
tired of seeing them. They were everywhere.
I was actually thinking about them the other day and thinking about how much I miss them. We're all backwards on all the key issues. I got I've got no memory of Yoda drinking tea. I've got no memory of being on the local news.
Yeah, that's interesting. With our collective minds together, I think we make one full person with all the memories.
Yeah, but that person isn't great. Like, let's not
He
oversell
what?
it. Let's not oversell it. It's not like a a complete person by
Uh huh.
definition, but not by
No.
custom. Not someone who's happy and
And well adjusted
yeah.
and optimistic about the world. I actually I don't mind sharing this. Actually, I'm kind of excited about it. I had my first therapy session today.
Oh, Oh, congrats. Well, that's good that you're seeking help for whatever's going on with you. I
Murder.
don't know if you want to speak
I
about it
want to
publicly.
murder. And
You
they
want to
talking me off the
murder?
ledge. It's great. No, that's not true. That's not true. No, no. I mean, to be honest, I mean, it's a booming industry right now.
Yeah. So you just wanted to get in on the
Right,
ground
right.
floor
I wanted to
before
be one
their
of the
big
cool kids. Yeah,
lines.
yeah.
Okay.
No, it's but yeah. I mean, it's a hard time for a lot of people right now, and
Hmm.
I think it's gonna help. It was a positive session for sure.
Um, did anything change about you specifically? Did you stop shaking? Did you stop punching things?
No, I'm still throwing shit across the room. What did
Okay.
I? What
Do
did
you
I do?
still
Oh, I broke
still
my
find
phone.
yourself
Wait,
urinating in just the wrong
what's that?
stuff? You still find yourself just urinating in just the wrong
Yes,
stuff?
just the wrong items in
Okay.
the house. Um, no, I don't mind sharing this. Just speaking of throwing stuff, I told you I didn't tell the show last time. I threw my phone and broke it because my what did my son do?
He
Oh,
he
that's
walked over your feet.
it sounds so ridiculous. That's why I wanted to say it. So he he's been walking for less than a year, right? So he's not a
Uh-huh.
pro yet. But what was really frustrating is that he will always trip on your feet. If you're sitting on the couch and he's walking by, you won't move your feet. They were there when he approached you, but he'll always trip over my feet. And I just had enough that night, and I got mad and threw my phone across the room and broke it. And it was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever done.
And that's why you're in therapy now.
It really isn't. It has nothing to do with anger issues, um, but maybe I should bring that
Actually,
up.
actually, you know what? You know how it's a cliche. I did some therapy when I was a kid. And we never did this, but it's a cliche that they let you hit a
Oh,
pillow
sure,
to get
sure.
aggression out.
I've got a
If
story
they
about
just
that
had
actually.
if they had some burner phones to just
Yeah, that'd be
snap
great.
and throw against, yeah, I would love to just destroy
Did you ever
phones all
watch that
day.
show? I don't remember the name of it, but it was that one on Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, I believe, where the family that was in protective custody, not protective custody. What's it called? Witness
Witness
protection, and
protection?
they had to wear the mask all the time, and his voice was masked the whole show. It was a show.
No. Was this a live
Yeah,
action thing?
the whole family wore basically black ski masks, and their voices
I'm they.
were masked as well. And he had this business idea, and he created what he called the Rage Cage, and it was a place that you could go and just rip apart and blow and just like smash everything, just to get
Mhm.
aggression out. I think about that a lot actually. I think that might actually be a good idea. I think someone actually could make money off of that.
There's a very old experiment called Bobo the Clown, and don't look to me as um, a scholarly journal on the subject. But they said that basically they took kids and those punching bags that look like clowns. You hit them, they come
Uh
right
huh.
back up. Um, so there were kids. Of course, there were kids that were put in the room with lots of toys, and they didn't tell them to do anything with Bobo. That was control, and they did whatever they wanted to. But then there were some kids that were asked to play aggressively with Bobo. Um, and then afterwards they would put them in another play session with a variety of toys and also other children there, and they had a tendency to engage in more aggressive play and choose more aggressive toys, like toys that look like weapons. But this is you know this research is like
Hmm.
60 years old now, so who the hell knows? you know
Oh, is that it?
if my doctor
Oh.
That's it. And I always throw the 60-year-old research in there because if my doctor tried to give me a 60-year-old treatment for
Right.
anything, I would break their phone.
Should break all the phones. No, I was gonna say there's so my story about punching a pillow. I had heard that as a kid, like if you get mad, go punch your pillow instead of punching somebody in the face. I was like, okay, that's great
Huh?
advice. So one time, I don't remember what happened. I don't remember what happened, but my dad got mad at me and sent me to my room, and I got mad, and we had bunk beds, and I was on the bottom bunk, and I jumped in there and I started punching my pillow. was like, this will get all the rage out. I'll feel better. But here's the thing.
Hmm.
On the opposite side of the wall of the bed, so in the other room, in the living room, this is when we
Hmm.
lived in Austin, and we had these things that fixed on the wall, these little shelves that had these little cubbies, and my parents they put their CDs in there. They stored all their CDs there. The problem was the thing wasn't that wide, and so if we hit that wall, all the CDs would come falling out. It was the worst storage option, but they thought it looked really good there. So I
Yeah.
punched the pillow, and I was doing it so aggressively, I bumped the wall. All the CDs came down. My dad was furious, and he came running into my room and spanked me like hard. And
And that made you more angry. So you were hitting the pillow, and that knocked down more CDs and made
yeah,
him angrier, and he hit
right,
you more. And you're still being spanked to
yeah,
this day. That's why you won't
right.
stand up.
But just in case anyone was trying to,
Dad's under the
if anyone was trying
table.
to pass judgment on my dad, they stopped spanking after a couple years after that. Like as a
Yeah.
rule, they don't spank any of their kids anymore after that. But yeah, that sucked. I remember being like having that look in my face when he came in. And it was like I thought I was doing something responsible in punching my pillow. Oh boy,
Did you ever try it again?
no, no, never again.
No. You never started
That's
punching pillows in like the Sunglass
no,
Hut or a place where they sell fine china.
no. So every time I got mad after that, I decided it's better just to punch your brother in the face. There are less consequences. Oh man.
Okay. Um, all right. Another big question. This has been burning on my
Yeah.
mind lately. We were talking about
Yeah.
theaters. And how we doing on time? What are we looking at
We
here?
are 32 minutes in.
32 minutes. You want to make this a war pod nugget? We've
It's up to you. I'm feeling fine. I don't care.
uh, there's a separate project
Okay.
that I'm actually in the middle. I'm actually taking a break from it in order to
Okay.
do this. Um, um, but something that I wanted to talk about. I want to ask you about. How is it possible that drive-in movies haven't come
I've
back?
heard they are.
Right, but like, how is it that every single theater isn't a drive-in theater now?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'm not
You
sure what
just
would. Yeah.
make a huge screen in the
I'm not
parking
sure what
lot.
would need to happen for that to be implemented. It would be. It's a good
You need
idea.
Yeah, you need a big screen in the parking lot. You need a projector that
And
can
just a
work
strong
outside.
FM
And
transmitter.
if you want to be fancy, you could even do an
Yeah.
app
Yeah.
nowadays. I don't know if they put in that much infrastructure, but they might,
No, I don't
considering
think the
that would
app would
maybe.
work because I don't think the it would match correctly. I don't think you can fix. That would be very hard to make sure that you would get the sound and video to match up correctly.
Yeah, FM would be
Yeah, FM would
safer.
be more constant, more consistent.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's a good idea. I think they should make an effort to do that with a lot of movie theaters. And I've heard like the actual
Well,
ones that did exist already are doing pretty well still. Um, I'm man. So the reason so what I don't know if you've been following it. So Tenet came out, which is Christopher Nolan's new movie, and it did not
it's supposed to be Bond if Bond could time
something like that.
travel,
Something like
right?
that. Yeah. I don't know. I've been actually trying to stay away from all the details because I wanted to see it. Um, and I've been toying with the idea of actually going to a movie theater because they are enforcing masks and they are not packing them. They're spacing people out in the theater itself. So I've been toying with that idea. My parents went and they said it was them and one other person in the theater. And I was like, that's a situation where I would go to the movie theater now if it was that empty. Um,
And this was for the new
yeah,
Christopher
they went
Nolan
to go see
movie.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, and so, it's crazy that they saw it before me because I really wanted to see it, but I just, you know, it's weird times. Anyway, that movie came out and bombed so bad that all these other movies that were due out in like November and whatever, they pushed back. So the new James Bond movie was supposed to be in November. It got pushed back to next year.
Right. But here's the
Yeah.
thing. and I want you to come back to your point
No,
if
that
there
was pretty
if
much
there's
it. It's just there's been a domino effect where all these movies are now getting pushed to like April of next year.
didn't Trolls 2 do really well, and didn't Epic do pretty well, and didn't Mulan do pretty well? Actually, I don't know if Mulan did
I don't know, and I
particularly
don't know
well.
if they're releasing numbers on those. They're
I,
the
I'm pretty sure Troll. I'm pretty sure Trolls 2 did really well.
World Tour. Yeah,
Yeah,
it may have
I don't know its surname, Johnny.
its actual title. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't bought or rented any movies that came out in the last 6 months. Um, because the
Um,
price is so freaking high. Like it's $20 to rent a movie for 3 days or whatever it is. Like I
mhm.
wanted to see Invisible Man. I didn't see that one because the price was high. There's a few other ones that I just haven't seen
I
yet.
mean, it's kind of high, but like you wind up spending more than that going to the theater anyway. To be honest.
No, no, you're absolutely true. If you just want to see it, but I think that there's something about seeing it in the theater that just it's different. It's a different experience. The sound's better, the screen's bigger. Um,
I
I
mean, that's absolutely true. There was local cinema. No, I because I frequent so many in Cincinnati. No, there was a more art house place that was doing Close Encounters of the Third Kind,
mm,
and I definitely understand needing wanting to have that experience. God, when I saw Labyrinth at the theater, that was amazing. Um, but hopefully, because of this, we'll start doing something that I've been wanting us to do for a long time, and that's have theaters that show all kinds of stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, if you missed it during the pandemic, come in and we'll do and we'll show Tenet 2 years later because
yeah.
it's not better because it's new.
Stuff like what Alamo Drafthouse does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, and what's that other one? Every Sunday night they used to, this was a long time ago now. Was it on Montrose? What am I thinking of?
No, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I went there one
The
time.
River Oaks Theater.
Yeah, but I think that closed down.
Oh, I'm sure it did. I'm
I think I
absolutely.
I think that was Jessica and my first date was there.
Would you go see?
We did the Grindhouse double feature, Tarantino stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we watched both, and they started at midnight. That was a
God.
that was a late night.
No, that was a. Did you go to Waffle House afterwards?
No, I don't think we did anything afterwards. I think I went
You
straight home.
died right there.
Yeah, I died right there. Nothing ever again. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I've never done one of those big things. I know you did the Lord of the Rings a long time ago.
Fuck yeah, and I'll do it again tomorrow. I don't know. There's something about that. I just love. I don't know. I love that experience. And you just know that you're there all day,
It's just that you know how much I have to pee during a movie.
which is fine. If you got to do that, you got to do it. I
Yeah,
I
but
didn't get up once during any of those movies. I only got up in between.
I don't think that's good for you, Johnny. I
Also
don't
was
think that's
drinking
good
all
for
day and
any.
eating all day. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, the seats aren't super comfortable. So you're kind of relieved when it's over, but it's just an experience. I don't know. I love being submersed in that world for how many hours is that?
I'm pretty sure they did the extended
No, they
cuts.
did. They did. It's like 10 or 11
And
hours
is it?
total. Yeah, cuz it's roughly 3 hours per, but
Yeah, I guess that's true.
the third one's like 4 hours with all the extended stuff in it.
And the first one's at least
It's pretty long.
three and a half.
Yeah, it's
Oh
pretty
no,
long.
actually, the second one's
Plus,
longer.
plus they add like a 15-minute buffer in between like each one, and they show all of the credits, and the uh, the credits on the third one are really super long, and we actually they actually told us why they're so long. They did some sponsorship thing where you could actually pay to get your name in the credits.
That's interesting.
So, and some of the people there in the theater that were hosting it are in the credits. So, yeah, that's what they told us about it.
Was it open to anybody in the world or just people in New Zealand?
I'm not really sure. Well, no, it wouldn't be New Zealand. These guys were American that were there. I think they worked in the industry. I think these guys were like movie writers or what, review writers or something.
Oh, I wouldn't do that if I was.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Oh, well, if you're doing a review, I guess that's okay. But also, it's a weird perk.
Hmm.
Pendulette,
It seemed like a Kickstarter reward before Kickstarter.
that was that was kind of the thing I was talking about. I can't remember the name of the movie because the name of the movie isn't really important. It's the fact that they add director's cut to the end of it because it's uh, it's a person who was involved in a Kickstarter to help fund a movie, and then because they help fund the movie, they consider themselves like one of the top producers for it, and so they release their own director's cut with commentary, and it's Pendulette.
Pingelet actually did that.
No, he like that's the quirk of the movie that
Oh,
it's this bad like D list horror movie that Pendulette's just gonna talk over for an hour and a half.
gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, well we can end it here since you got to go.
Anytime we talk about Pendulette,
It's
we have
over.
to go.
Done.
I specifically have to go to the bathroom. That man's name is a laxative.
Oh shit. Oh shit,
Exactly.
indeed. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Johnny boy. Well, in that case, I do agree with you, and that means that it's time to say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful day.